Hello everyone, it's Duckfairy07. Today I'm playing my Breakout Brew. I've been posting through last week a lot on Twitter, Discord about various Breakout builds, and this is like the most good stuff build I come up with. And I had some other builds that will also be on the channel this week, but this is like the most, let's say, good stuff build that is trying to it's basically a regular zoo with addition of breakout and Burning-Tree Emissary, because it's such a Burning-Tree Emissary is basically a replacement for a 1-drop in this build. It's basically instead of Wild Necatl, and reason why I did this because it's a superior breakout target. You can often play this on turn 2 basically for 0 mana, since you get a mana back, and you can play all of your creatures and even Ragavan Dash, Bolt, Scion for the Burning-Tree Emissary mana. You get red and green. It can even help you win through the Blood Moon sometimes. Okay, so Breakout uses Burning-Tree Emissary as superior target than Wild Necatl, but the rest of the deck is similar. So thanks to the Breakout, I included 2 Tarmogoyfs in the deck, because Breakout does make a Tarmogoyf better. You can count that I play Breakout instead of Tribal Flames. Tribal Flames, you rarely want to play this Tribal Flames early and just put it in the graveyard just because the Goyf, and since you can't really play it proactively, Tarmogoyf suffers in these other builds because it's hard to get a sorcery in the bin. But here we have a Breakout, which is a great way to do so. You will always want to play this on turn 2 or turn 3 early in the game. So, and Inti in the list plus a Kavu help you discard your artifacts, enchantments, make a Goyf bigger, and that's why I think the Brawler Goyf 2-2 split in this build is perfect. Also 2 Intis here because it's a valuable breakout. Can be a valuable breakout target when you already have like a Kavu, Goyf, Brawler on the field. To get that extra counter and trample, it can work out really well there. Okay, so on the sideboard we have access to this mega powerful green pitch spells, Force of Figure, Endurance. In addition to Force of Figure, there's also 3 Pick Your Poison. You pick your poison mostly against different decks, but also I think having a lot of hate against Amulet Titan at the moment is very important. It's the strongest deck in Modern right now. And having 3 Force of Figure, having 3 Pick Your Poisons to fight with their artifact enchantments, I think plus Meddling Mage could be very good, especially when you have Breakout to find it and put it into the play. Okay, so since we are ditching the Tribal Flames from this build, I need some extra removal on the sideboard. Chain to the Rocks was one ever present, the best sideboard card for the zoo builds since I started playing it there. Very effective 1 mana removal, gets rid of everything. People stopped playing it when Molten Collapse released, and Scam was like 30% of the metagame, which is like perfectly reasonable. But Molten Collapse obviously not played a lot or almost at all now, and I think Chain to the Rocks is very good option, and especially since Murktide is kind of popular again. So that's it basically, just ditching Tribal Flames, trimming on Stubborn Denial a bit. I'm playing Bolts instead of Flames to make my mana curve better. If I played Tribal Flames, I would have 26 2-drops in my deck and just like 10 1-drops. So this way, if you count Leyline, I have like 14 1-drops and 22 2-drops, but when you count out the Burning-Tree Emissary out of this, it's 18, and it's perfectly fine because Emissary is just basically free spell you can play on turn 2. and it's also cool breakout target. Sometimes you play breakout, find emissary, get mana, then play breakout again or play cow from your hand, whatever. You just swarm the board early. It's basically like a one drop that it's a bit slower. You don't play this guy on turn 1 but on turn 2 instead, and then on the next turn you can starting from turn 3 you can start holding like interaction like Stubborn Denial, Lightning Bolt, Leyline Binding of course, and the sideboard cards. Okay, so that is it. I believe I'm very surprised by Breakout. I think it's at least even with the regular zoo build at the moment, possibly even stronger. Still need more testing to say more, but I think it's a very high potential build that could possibly just be the best one. Okay, so but what I really like recently is the sideboard with this 6 spells, 3 endurances, 3 force of vigor, special endurance. Since you have breakout, it's so often you find it, and so often it's really relevant. I like it. And the meddling mage could also be like a good hate bear post board to have in this build with the breakout. So that's it. Okay, so before we start with the gameplay, I want to introduce you to my sponsor. It's cardelk.com. They offer reusable tokens, and you can find, you get a cardboard which is sleevable. They ship worldwide, and you can make yourself or have someone make token picture for you, whichever one you need and like. And it's a nice solution for players that change their decks, and you get multiple cardboards which are sleevable. You get a marker, and they are erasable. You can dry erase whatever you put on them, and just make another token for your different deck. It completely solves your token needs for just your entire paper collection, and you don't need to use like tens of different tokens, try to find them every time you make a new deck. You just create one you need here and just erase it after, make a new one. That's it. Also, if you want to support my work, you can use the Patreon-like page called Dictionary here. You can show support in 3 tiers here. Also, this week I'll start making sideboard cards, sideboard guides for Blue Zoo, for regular zoo and breakout zoo from this video. Okay, so you can expect more content here in the near future. And also, if nothing, you can support me, you can use the basic support to financially support my work there. Also, if you want to use cardark.com for the next 7 days, you can use code DuckFaden10 to get 10% off their products, and that is it. Okay, all of this will be below in video description. You can find information you need to use there together with the discount code, and that's it. So we can now go check out the gameplay. Okay, so match 1, starting off with decent hand, 2 Dracos. Don't have a third land right now, but I have a lot of draws to try to find it, and I get the breeding pool immediately. Okay, so here, this was a very weird game, you will see yourself. Okay, I get the Savai Triome here. I go for the breeding pool, and now I play the Territorial Kavu. Opponent plays Expedition map, finds another... I thought they were going to find another Tron piece, but instead they find a forest. Maybe they had like multiple Sylvan Scryings or whatever. But this was good for me. I had enough time to put threats on the field. Opponent goes for Stirrings here. I Stubborn Denial their Oblivion Stone, attack them for 10. do the Kavu ability, play one of my Scions, hold a bolt. With the bolt in my hand I just need 2 more damage, and unfortunately opponent has another Oblivion Stone, so they need to use this right now to survive, and I go for a double Scion from my hand and play the Hedge Maze, surveil land into the graveyard. Opponent goes for a Karn, Great Creator, plays Ensnaring Bridge and locks my attackers, but yeah, it's still fine. Unfortunately they get another Karn ability here, and this was very bizarre game, as you will see. Okay, but I had Stubborn Denial at least, it was something, but unfortunately opponent had a Karn into the Sundering Titan, which is of course very good post board against my deck. So yeah, now my Stubborn Denial is not useful anymore. I have Leyline Binding. I found the Leyline Binding I needed to actually kill the bridge. It was a turn, I was a turn too slow, but yeah, luckily my opponent here casts Kozilek, Butcher of Truth, draws a lot of cards and enables me to attack with Scions. And yeah, they were probably just not able to play out their spells or whatever, but they just put so much cards in hand, they weren't able to play it, and then I just attack them with Scion and kill them. It's pretty funny. Okay, so let's check out game 2. Okay, in the game 2, it is not spectacular, but a decent hand. This starts like this can be crazy. My draws, even like Breeding Pool, were not very good. But I have a turn 1 Ragavan, I have a turn 2 Burning-Tree Emissary and a breakout. If they didn't kill my Ragavan, this could potentially be a lot of damage, but yeah, since my breakout hitted Ragavan, it turned out well for me. I think hitting Ragavan with breakout was fairly good. A lot of times I was happy with this. Okay, so unfortunately my draws were terrible here. I had 4 lands to start with, and I only got 2 more lands from the top, which was definitely not what I needed. Okay, opponent goes for Sundering Titan. They just killed 2 of my lands, but I don't have anything. I need like some super top decks to get through this, and it didn't happen. So let's check out game 3. Okay, so I played only a single league with this exact list, but I played a lot of different breakout builds during the past week, and I'm very excited about it. I think it definitely has a lot of potential, this build. Okay, so here I went for Territorial Kavu on turn 2 after using the Stubborn Denial. Okay, let's see the sideboarding plan. I think Leylines are mostly useless. They only play a couple of dismembers post board, so there's the protection you get from the Leyline, there's just no much use for it. Okay, so here I go for the Ragavan dash, put my opponent on 10, and now I have to use the binding to get the Oblivion Stone, otherwise they'll just kill my board. Obviously Meddling Mage can be good and can be awkward against them. It's similar in a lot of matchups actually. It's hard to play well with the Meddling Mage, it really is. Okay, so let's check it here. I got the breakout Territorial Kavu with haste. It's just so good, it's incredible. I got the 5 damage through, and it's even better than Tribal Flames. It does a similar job actually, but it's even better. Okay, they allowed me to attack with Kavu, so I got the ability going. Opponent blocks with Havermight, gains 7 life, then I go for the Leyline Binding, take their Oblivion Stone. Opponent decides not to use the Oblivion Stone. So I was able to go for the Emissary and bolt their Karn. Now they have just a one card in their hand. They didn't want to kill their Karn, so I used that. I was expecting them to do it like that, because like cracking the stone there just kills the Karn, prevents them from getting the Karn ability, which gets Sundering Titan, basically kills my Kavu and wins the game. So that was their game plan. I was counting on it, and so I just play Burning-Tree Emissary, bolt the Karn, present lethal on board for the next turn, and my opponent is done. Okay, so let's check out game 2. Match 2, sorry. Okay, so match 2, keeping a decent hand here, no 1-drop, so I just go for Triome and then find full domain on turn 2. Playing against a blue-red deck is excellent news. They struggle so much. Most of that builds struggle a lot with Scion Leyline combo. That is the reason why they splash for Pick Your Poison. But it's often not good enough, and this guy actually played Dress Down in the main. Incredible. Did not expect that, so it's a very good card against me. Kills my Territorial Kavu for free, and here I'm still fine. I play Ragavan and Scion on turn 2, pass the turn. Okay, opponent shocks in and attacks. Okay, so I go for Inti before combat. Opponent uses the Timebinder, counter the Inti ability. This is completely fine by me. I just bolt the Tidebinder to connect with Scion and Ragavan, get the 6 damage through, and there is a lot of damage on my side of the field. For the next turn, plus bolt in hand, it's basically close to lethal. Opponent kills my Inti, and I still have like Ragavan, Scion on the field. They can't deal with it, and I find the Preordain from their top. Preordain can be Ragavan can be such a great card against decks like my opponents. Hedge Maze, I put land on top, find another bolt on top, and just immediately finish the game here with a double bolt for the lethal. Okay, so let's check out game 2. This is the blue-red. It's also kind of a popular deck. Blue-red control-based wizard build with a Flame of Fener. You are probably familiar with it. They also play a couple of Murktides often, but I didn't bring in the Chain to the Rocks because I wasn't sure if they're playing actually Murktides. Didn't see it in a game 1. Some builds play, some don't, so I didn't want to bring it in. Also, that was the reason why I didn't bring Pick Your Poison. Pick Your Poison is a great cyber card against Murktide. It's for 1 green mana. You get to kill Blood Moon, you get to kill Murktide, Channeler, Shredder, whatever. I really liked it. Okay, so here opponent goes Flame of Fener, my Territorial Kavu. And the breakout, as I already said, it's a card similar to Tribal Flames. It often does like 5 damage, but also you get the board presence. Okay, opponent has Pick Your Poison to kill my Scion and counter spell to protect my Stubborn Denial. It is fine. I play, yeah, I should have played the Tarmogoyf there. I was hoping they don't have another bolt since they had just 2 cards in their hand. So my hope was to discard the Temple Garden, attack immediately, try to find another creature, maybe Goyf, maybe Kavu, maybe Scion, whatever. So I decided to choose Inti here, but they unfortunately had the bolt, so that was it. And again, finding this card is just so good against the blue-red decks. Does a lot of job. I wanted to hold the treasure token in case they play Blood Moon. So I shocked in Temple Garden to play my Tidebinder. Opponent draws 2 end of turn, and it's totally fine. I have my fetch to surveil end of turn if needed. I have bolt. Okay, opponent plays dress down. It is okay. I'm still getting the 3 damage through, and still my Ragavan lives. It's completely fine. Okay, so opponent, what I'm fearing most right now is Snapcaster into Flame of Feiner, and I found Endurance on top, so I definitely wanted to keep that. And yeah, as I expected, they find a Snapcaster to go for the Flame of Feiner, but in response I play Endurance, and here I play Ragavan Dash, and I wanted to attack. I'm not sure, but this kind of happens few times lately. I'm not sure if I misclick or what, or is it a bug of some kind. But I'm just frequently this happening to me on MTGO. So I just trying to attack here, but somehow lose one step. It's probably a misclick, but I'm not completely sure at this point. If I didn't misclick there, my opponent would already be dead. Yeah, but unfortunately, yeah, I did a misclick, and the game wasn't over yet. So I had Stubborn Denial there, and luckily prevented them from going second Flame of Feiner with Snap on the field. This would probably won them the game, but like this, I was still in. Traded here with the Snap, and then play the Emissary. You can just consider Emissary replacement for Valnekatl in the usual zoo builds, and I think it's a better solution for this build, because it's a better hit of the breakout. Sometimes you will choose Burning-Tree Emissary over Kavu and the Brawler on your turn 2 if you want to be aggressive with it. Okay, so here I play Inti. My opponent has Murktide on the field, but only 2 cards. They don't have more removals, and now they have to stay back with the Murktide to block my Inti. And here I find the Goyf, and this means next turn I can just put counter on Goyf, attack with both of my creature. This is definitely a problem if they have Tidebinder, but everything else is... I'm completely fine with this. Okay, so I discard the card from my hand there, put counter on Goyf, and my opponent, I guess, decided it is game over, so I trampled over Subtlety to win this game, and that was it. Okay, so did I show the sideboarding plan here? I think I did, yeah. Okay, so just trimming some one-offs and 2 brawlers, 1 emissary, 1 breakout to include endurances in. And usually if it was Murktide, I would use Pick Your Poison 2 from the sideboard. They did play Murktide and probably Burning and Blood Moon, so I would use this for the next game if I lost this one. Okay, so that was match, so let's check out match 3. Probably not all 3, because I don't expect them to play a lot of Murktides, maybe 1 or 2, probably 2. Okay, so let's check out match 3. I was playing against Merfolks, and the Merfolks used to be pretty bad matchup for Zoo, actually kind of terrible. But yeah, in this build you have now you have Scion of Draco plus Leyline combo, which is a big deal for this matchup. Hard for them to win, and improves this matchup a lot. They have cards like Trickster, like Tidebinder, which just can kill Kavu for free, but thanks to the Scion of Draco Leyline combo, matchup is much better than before. Also, a breakout is a great card to raise them, to try to raise their aggro strategy. Okay, opponent goes for a Kumena Speaker here, 1 mana 2/2, goes for Tide Shaper, makes my Savai Triome, so I can't play, unfortunately, Leyline. this turn, but I can play Inti plus Tarmogoyf, which I'm very happy with too. And here opponent goes for Trickster, taps the Scion. I attack with Emissary. I can discard the Leyline to grow my Goyf, but I kind of want to just try to hardcast this Leyline. And that was the reason why I double block the Tide Shaper. Okay, so now, as I said, I hardcast the Leyline, didn't want to attack with Goyf into their 3-drop, so I just attack with Scion, gain 4 life, now let 9 damage through. Next turn my opponent has a lot of damage, but I did not expect them to block with the Master. I was holding a bolt either for lethal if they don't block, or to kill the Master if needed. To defend myself. I am gaining a lot of life too here, so yeah, okay. That was the win in game 1. Let's check out game 2 and the sideboarding plan. Okay, let's check out the sideboard. As you can see, I just removed Stubborn Denials. Stubborn Denials are kind of useless for this matchup, don't do much, and I only used a couple of Chain to the Rocks post board. Their only pick your poison target is Aether Vials. I don't think it's enough. If they played that enchantment, yeah, I did a mistake here. I realized it as soon as I played. I was just impatient. I'm often impatient when playing games like this, and now they were able to Tide Shaper my Savai Triome, disabling me from playing a Scion on turn 2, which makes my game plan much worse. Okay, I go for the breakout here, but I don't have much of the chance because of the misplay, and that's the game. Let's check out the game 3. Okay, so here I have double Emissary into Scion of Draco on turn 2. This strategy can often swarm the board early, help you get a lot of free damage through in Burning-Tree Emissaries, and if you can like follow it up with the turn 3 breakout, it can really you can really end the game very quickly, even on as early as turn 3 sometimes. Okay, so opponent uses Vial in upkeep to put Scout in. They shock in at Breeding Pool, passing the turn. This means they're definitely holding the Trickster. This is fine. I just expected them to Trickster my Scion. They Trickster the Emissary, so I was able to attack with both of my creatures, get the 6 damage through, play the Hedge Maze to surveil Scion on top, and I have a Lightning Bolt, which I was saving for their Master or to go lethal. Next turn I have 8 on the field plus Bolt, it is exactly 11. So I decided to go for the bolt on Master immediately. Yeah, maybe I was thinking about it, but yeah, like it was really close. It was a close decision, but yeah, here I have lethal. Next turn I have double Scion. I think my opponent played another Hex Catcher here, but I find lethal anyway. I'm not sure why the game replay doesn't show it, but anyway, that was a match against Merfolk. Won that one too. So let's check out match 4. Okay, so I'm very happy with how various breakout builds performed. Okay, so holding a bolt for turn 1, and I have a turn 2 double Emissary into Goyf. As I said, often this play pattern can swarm the board early and just leave you with a lot of these small creatures attacking, pressuring your opponent. Decks that play single removal have to use a single removal on each one of this, and you often put many of them very early on the board. Opponent can't deal with it. Okay, so I wanted to try to do a battle trick here to grow my Goyf instant speed with Hedge Maze. It didn't work out. Okay, so opponent plays Hapatra, passes the turn. Okay, so I have my Inti here. I didn't want to trade with Inti, so I attacked with all other creatures. Discard my Scion of Draco. I had problems casting Scion anyway, so I just decided to put counter on the Goyf and grow the Goyf by putting Scion in the yard. Okay, now opponent goes for the Bowmaster, targets me face. They can possibly go for Chord of Calling. I have a Leyline Binding, and my opponent decides to go for the Chord before my combat, not on their turn. I'm not sure why they allowed me to draw a card here, but I was able to get Leyline Binding, and I can't use it after they find Yagmoth, so I have to use it before, because if they use it after, they already have Hapatra on the field and just can kill all my creatures for free. This way I used it before and I just got the kill immediately. And yeah, okay, so that was the game. Let's check out game 2. If my opponent didn't let me draw a card, they would be in much better position. I'm not sure if I would be able to get that one. Okay, so, but here I had decent hand, double bolt, lot of creatures. A breakout also just helps you find that additional threat. The zoo is always trying to find that additional threat. Okay, so here I go for turn 2 Inti. I could have gone for the breakout, but I decided to go for Inti. Okay, let's see how that worked out. Opponent plays a Legion's End. Opponent plays Legion's End, kills my Inti. Inti is, I think, good in this matchup, helps you get trample over their young wolves, whatever. I was able to bolt the Dryad Arbor and then play the Goyf. Again, I decided to go for the Goyf instead of breakout, and then try to break out next turn, attack with 2 creatures, which can be very good. Okay, so, but here I find Endurance from the top, and I decided to not go for the breakout again, because I had a better play here, and I think that was like just going for a green source here, playing bolting the young wolf and playing the Endurance, prevent the young wolf from returning. I am shrinking my Goyf in this way, but I have a breakout next turn to put into yard, which again grows my Goyf. I'm happy with that, so I go for the breakout, find the Emissary. If I had like Emissary here, would allow me to play Leyline of the Guildpact from my hand if needed. So it's also additional free spell that allows you to just jam more threats from your hand, make more pressure early. Okay, so here my opponent was able to get Hapatra, Yagmoth on the field, and yeah, make a lot of my creatures significantly smaller here. Other than Goyf, they're not really good attackers here, so I was able to discard one of the cards with Kavu. They get to free block my Kavu, of course, and block my Goyf with the Death Touch token. But yeah, I just have to continue pressuring them, maybe try to draw a couple of bolts. Opponent goes for Wall of Roots, plays Haywire Might. A very hard game for me here. I can use the Chord of Calling. They get the Snake token with the Death Touch. Opponent again, you can like just use Hapatra and Yagmoth as much as they want. and now they have find a chord to go for the Zula port, and it's basically definite game over right now. So let's check out game 3. Okay, let's check out also the sideboarding plan for the Yawgmoth matchup. I trim all of the Ragavans, and I actually leave in the Stubborn Denials, and I additionally just trimmed one Emissary to fit in one Chained to the Rocks. Chained to the Rocks is a cool card for the matchup. Removes their undying creatures. It's pretty useful, similar to Leyline Binding, and yeah, this was a crazy game. Both players screwed completely. Okay, I'm definitely thinking about not playing a Hedge Maze, but and playing a Blood Crypt, or playing Blood Crypt in this build with Arid Messes to have more access to red mana, but I didn't find it really necessary. So I'm not really convinced by it still. Still thinking about it, not sure. Here I was trying to find another fetch to go for the Sacred Foundry, start playing my spells actually. Okay, I finally find a Savai Triome, but it is tapped and my opponent has double Bowmaster here, but they still not finding a second land. They do have Halfling, so they were able to play some of the spells, and here I go for the Chain to the Rocks. I get their Halfling to prevent them from using the mana, and I pass the turn holding the Leyline Binding. Okay, opponent uses the Gata Soul Cauldron, which is pretty much useless right now without targets in the graveyard like Grist or Yawgmoth, whatever. I do have Leyline Bindings for any of those. Okay, so here I decide to go for the Inti. Just put a counter on my Scion to make my clock lot better against them. I discard the land, find the land, pretty good trade. I'm not in a hurry to play my Leyline of the Guildpact. Leyline of the Guildpact, it's great against Yawgmoth, prevents them from doing the Hepatra stuff like last game. Okay, opponent has Ooze in the graveyard, but not really any creatures in the yard. Okay, so I can go for a Crack of Fetch. End of turn, hold my Leyline Binding. I don't really need to use the Leyline Binding right now. I can just wait with it. Okay, so here I go for... I had multiple options, but I decide now it's a good time to go for the Leyline. They can possibly do something like Chord for Yawgmoth next turn, stuff like that. So I decided to put Leyline on the field here, start attacking with Scion and use my Leyline Binding to clear their blocker and deal 7 damage here with Inti and Scion, putting them on 4 life, and it's pretty much impossible for them to get out of this, and yeah, it's game over. Okay, so let's check out. Sorry, that was the last match, the last game of this match, and yeah, now it's time to check out the trophy match. I lost the trophy match against 4-color Omnath. It's traditionally one of the hardest matchups for a zoo, but mulliganing on 5 definitely also doesn't help. Okay, unfortunately I have a survey land here, so I was not able to go for turn 1 Ragavan, turn 2 double Emissary into Kavu, but it's okay. I still have like a double Emissary, and I can play Kavu. Next turn I can go for the breakout or a Ragavan dash, whatever. Okay, so I go for Emissaries, play my Kavu, but yeah, it's a pretty good turn, pretty good start, especially for mulligan to 5. Unfortunately, opponent has a prismatic ending here, and I hit Scion of Draco. I mean, hitting Scion of Draco is often great, especially when you have a Leyline of the Guildpact on the field, but in this situation it wasn't great. It was really mediocre, and my opponent was able to get the Omnat ring thing going on before I was able to do anything serious. And yeah, if I hit maybe breakout like this one turn before, now it was too late with the ring on the field, Omnat plus Frenzy 6 engine, definitely game over. Typical win for Omnat deck. Let's check out game 2. Also, my opponent had a pretty good hand, plenty of removal. They showed double prismatic ending, bolt, the one ring, Vren 6, Omnat. So yeah, a lot of good cards for them. Okay, let's check out the sideboarding plan. Not really a lot of sideboard cards for this matchup in this current build. I removed lightning bolts. They are like pretty medium against them, and Tarmogoyf can be slower in this matchup, so I decided not to use it. But I think Leyline Binding and Scion of Draco combo is pretty decent against them. Okay, so what I didn't want to happen here is to them play the island and then Teferi my Leyline of the Guildpact and Solitude my Scion of Draco. That is why I wanted to go for the Meddling Mage on Teferi, but as I said before, Meddling Mage is a hard card to play. You have to be really experienced in each matchup, and you have to know what to do. Okay, opponent goes for endurance there, trying to block my creature, but I have Leyline Binding for immediate kill, and that is very quick game 2, where I showed you like the Scion of Draco and Leyline is probably the best way to win against them, especially with the meddling. I still left the Meddling Mage. Meddling Mage is slightly weaker on the draw, but now when they don't have Fury, they only have like a Prismatic Ending, Leyline Binding and Solitude. Some builds do play Bolt or 2, but it's usually just a one-off. So if you can like Meddling Mage, the Binding and Solitude, you can sometimes lock their removal. Again, I wanted to this player also had a lightning bolt in, but I wanted to use, I've tried to find the breakout, tried to find a Kavu, but I find the Meddling Mage. It wasn't really a great find in this situation where they actually had a bolt in their hand. But yeah, again, opponent has another binding for my creature there, and Omnat. They put Omnat early into play. I go for the Pick Your Poison, kill the binding. Pick Your Poison, I think it's cool in this matchup. Kills bindings, kills their ring. And yeah, unfortunately, Leyline Binding is not that good in the matchup, and they can often just bounce it, kill it, and it's really awkward when you have to play it on stuff like Omnat. And for now, I didn't include any hate pieces for this matchup because it's not very popular, but if it was popular, I would definitely try to use something for this matchup, like a new troll. What is it called? I'm not sure. Again, I find only a Meddling Mage, which is cool if I already had something going on, but Stubborn Denial hand against a Fairy and finding double Meddling Mage with plenty of targets in my deck, even more of them post board, yeah, wasn't good enough, and easy win for the opponent. That is it. Lost the trophy match against, let's say, hardest matchup for most zoo builds, but I'm pretty happy with this deck and other and other breakout builds I tried recently. There will be at least one more on my channel this week, and which was also very fun and slightly different. Okay, so that is it for today. Thank you for watching again, and just for the end, friendly reminder to click like, click subscribe, comment in the video. I think breakout has huge potential in the build like this one. I think I think in this build, see Emissary as a replacement for Valueable, a card most zoo players don't really enjoy playing that much, and I think it's genuinely better than Valueable in this build because it's a better breakout build. And you can look at the breakout as a Tribal Flames replacement. It can usually do 5 damage similar to Tribal Flames, but it also provides you with board presence, which is incredible, like Kavu with haste or Goyf with haste. Brawler is just all 5 damage, but Kavu is especially incredible with haste. Inti can sometimes be as good too, but also you are able to find endurance post board, put it into the hand. It enables you to find Scion of Dracos and Meddling Mage. So I'm very excited for this build, and I consider it as good as my regular zoo preordained build that was recently on my channel. And okay, so that's it. As I said, I will be soon making some sideboard guides for various zoo decks, starting probably on my dictionary profile this week. It will be part of some guides will be part of tier 2 sub, some will be part as a tier 3 sub, some more common guides will be part of tier 2, some more specific will be part as a tier 3, but they will be there if you want to support channel and get the access to the extra content there. And yeah, okay, so again, thank you for watching. That's it for today, and goodbye.